Chainlink price update. Let's take a look-see on the weekly scale. Let's start it off on the weekly. Looking at support. Why this red line? Well, let's look back. 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks right there. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 touch points so far. 8, 9, if you want to get nitpicky. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Holding support back here on the initial run-up, right? Our all-time high. Our pullback came right to $15. Did we ever think that that would be such an important level years later? Going back to all the way to 2020, and we've yet again in 2022, we're still there. But support flips to resistance, flip to support, support, major support, support. Why this line? Well, you could draw it other places, right? And it would be important at different levels. But there's no other place you can draw a support line that has more touch points. The more touch points you have, the more concrete that level is. And right there, case in point, around that $15 level, give or take, the most touch points out of any other support level. And there it is. The proof is in the pudding. Okay. So now what we want to see out of Link is to break out of this yellow downtrend line. Not as important. Horizontal lines are much more important than diagonal lines, but you got to start somewhere. So let's get above that. Keep in mind, these are weekly candles, so this could take a little bit of time. However, Link can get going in a hurry when it wants to. It can have these breakout moments here. So hopefully we get one of those coming. If Bitcoin gets back above its 21-week EMA, which is just over 46, 47K, something right in there, then altcoins can really start moving again in a big way, right? These kind of moves, this 40% weekly moves, that would be a-okay with a lot of us, I believe. So right now, that's step one. If you want to know, like, geez, Chase, that's nice, but what do we got between these weeks that we have to wait? I'm glad you asked. Let's go to the daily and take a look. So let's remove all our lines and get a little bit of a cleaner picture here. So what has Chainlink done for me lately? Well, let's look at it. A big step that Link has done, it's just accomplished yesterday. This was a major for Link, right? A major resistance level. Look at the support, right? Resistance, same line. And we broke out of it. Hey, Link's trying. This is a big step for Link. Link, got out. It was in rehab, and he's out and he's staying clean for now. Let's terrible analogies off the top of my head. So our next level of breakout would be right here. Why? Resistance. So that's the next little minor one, but the biggest one we need to take out in order to get a major, move back to the upside would be that $28 level. Why? Because that would, in fact, break this little local downtrend. And if you make it higher high, you've simply broken it. And so that's step one on the daily scale. Get above 28. That's still pretty rough, right? So that's all you got to go on. Sometimes it's rough, but double bottom back in here, right? We just looked at on the weekly, same kind of level right there, but 13 double bottom, looking good. So far, so good. If we want to get out of this downtrend that Link has been in for seemingly forever, we need to take out our previous local top right here, 28 on the way down, and reverse this trend, and that's when it would be broken. So we didn't make a higher low, we made an exact low. So in order to break a downtrend, you need to make a higher high. So right there, $28 on a closing daily candle above that, and the rest will be very nice if Link can manage to do that. So let's go look at some indicators. RSI, for the daily RSI for Link. Well, potentially forming a nice little W pattern. We'd like to break up here and get the RSI above this previous local top as well. So 68. If Link manages to get above 68, I would say we're well above $20 and probably looking more of those mid-20s. So that's where we want to be looking at. But look on the daily. We've talked about this before. This kind of 70-ish, 72 level, Link kind of tends to struggle with getting above. Do you see that? Not many times does it get above it. Super bullish moves, it can get above there. So if we continue to move up over the next, coming days and weeks, probably start noting where the price is, looking for resistance levels. If we're coming into like a big resistance point, that $28 level at the same time we're here, maybe time to pay attention. Okay, so that's the daily. How about the weekly? Look how low we are. We're dramatically historic like lows here, right? So not oversold by technical terms really, but for Link, that's about where it goes, right? As you can see from the weekly scale, bottomed back in 2018, tried to get there kind of December 2018, kind of visiting this low 40s here, July, again in December, and again just last week, right? Nice bounce so far. Hopefully we can break this weekly downtrend. Same thing. Take out these tops, and you can break this. Okay, you can kind of see the high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. You can make a song about that. You can put a beat to it. All right, so let's go look at a different indicator. How about the stochastic? This is really helping us right now. Link at $19. Nice recovery, and this is why. No momentum to excellent momentum. So on the daily, we got a bunch of momentum. How about a little bit bigger picture, the 3-day? We're starting to get there, right? Turning the ship around. So let's keep this moving to the upside. How about the weekly? For the weekly, we're still messing around here, but potentially this week, if Link is continuing, and come Sunday evening, the weekly close, and Link is 20ish, then I would say we could get a bounce into this level. This is where you want to be looking for. You want your price action bouncing from the bottom, going back into it to get the bigger momentum moves. Ideally, you want something like this, right? Think back to July, right, when Link had its bounce and was doing pretty well. So that's what we want to see again, and break this downtrend that we just been in for a long time. So let's go look and see what else we got. It's the ADX and the I for your bigger picture for the weekly scale, right? The ADX is way low here, so it's pretty weak bears, pretty weak bulls, right? You want your ADX as kind of the strength of the moves. As you note, back in June and July when Link was really picking up again, well, that was 2020 when we were visiting really nice prices, all-time highs right there, right? And then we came back down, and we've just been kind of in this losing momentum phase, right? Losing strength. Here's your ADX and DI. ADX is in the orange. The DI positive is in the green. The DI negative is in the red. You can think of it as bulls green, bears red. So right now the bears are still in charge, although they're little teddy bears, right? Your strength is way low here. So we need a bulls cross, and then we need the bulls to grow up into big boy bulls. We need a big cross and a divergence away, just like this back in here. Okay, that's what we're looking for on the weekly scale. The daily scale, we're very close, aren't we? When is the last time we've had this? Well, go back to January, and we had a little nice movement out of Link, right? This is why. Look at their ADX curving up here. This is exactly what we want to see again. We would like to see the ADX kind of flip around this way like that, and then you want your cross to the green side there, and you want your red to come down here, right? This is the ideal scenario that you want to see out of Link in the coming days ahead. So we'll keep you updated on that. Try to make daily videos now that we're starting to flip back bullish a little bit here, and we'll keep you updated. If you want more charts and videos than what you see here on YouTube, get our free Telegram down below. Let's go look at one more thing. How about the MACD on Link? Well, we got some nice movements out of the MACD right now on the daily scale. You can see the bigger picture of daily right there. A lot of fake outs, right? I don't like to use the daily so much for indicators because it's just so much oscillation, right? So I like the 3-day is a little bit better, right? And you can see the 3-day trying to turn around. The weekly is kind of where I like to focus on for indicators. And we don't have a bounce yet out of the MACD is in the blue. Your indicator line is in the orange. But what I like is that we're trying to shorten these candles up, just like we did back in July, right? You want to shorten these week over week and then flip green. Okay, so we've done that on the daily. Now, if you see the weekly starting to do this, then we'll be in Link heaven shortly. Okay, so that's what you want to see. Okay, now a new indicator that we're starting to use here a little bit more. I kind of like it. It's growing on me. The Tdi indicator. Maybe you've never seen this before. So this is kind of like Bollinger Bands. And then you have your median line, and then you have your signal line in the green, and your TDI in the red here. So when you get a cross, it signals a big momentum move to the upside. So we had that back in January 27th. Prices are following. But again, like I said, I like to focus on a little bit bigger picture. So let's zoom out a little bit. The 3-day, we got a cross again, bullish going up, right? We haven't had that since December of 2021. Okay, now let's go back to the weekly. I like to use this on the weekly for the biggest picture. So we've been at the bottom of these bands, and now we're trying to move back up. If we get across here on the weekly, that'll be pretty big time. So I like that. If Bitcoin continues to do this, Bitcoin's had its cross on the weekly, the 3-day, the daily. So Bitcoin's looking strong. As long as Bitcoin continues to look strong, we can really get a bigger move. And notice that these bands are, pretty constricted here, right? What you want to see is a cross and then these bands to open, right? Just like this. This is what you would want to see. Something like that, just out of like regular Bollinger Bands. Something like this, the cross up, and then, continue back up to the upside here. That's exactly what we want to see, just like we back in 2019 when we had our, all-time highs back up in here, right? Look at that. Look, cross moving up right there in April, and then kaboom. All right. So brief overview of that. Cover it more in our Telegram channel. So check on that if you want to learn more. That's where to do it. Anything else for Link? Let's go look at the weekly. Let's look at the 21-week EMA, because that's where Link needs to overtake to get more macro term bullish. Right now it's at around that $23 level, which we looked at also on support and resistance. Right now we're kind of rhyming with our local top back in August of 2020. So we need to break through that, double bottom back in here. We've looked at all this. So, slow grind back up for Link. But if Bitcoin can somehow turn more macro bullish here, altcoins will really, start slingshotting and, putting in these bigger gains than Bitcoin does. But until that happens, it's going to be kind of cautiously optimistic for a lot of these altcoins, Link included. So from the bottom, we're up roughly 40% already. So promising signs. You know what to look for in the short term and the long term. We'll keep you updated every step of the way. 21-day EMA. Again, we haven't been able to even recover above this in over a month, right? Since January. So we're taking baby steps in the right direction for Link. All right, let's go look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We're making some little bit of a moves here. So we're kind of hopefully breaking out, but we're still in fear. We're still in fear at 45. So we've been in extreme fear 10, right? Extreme fear 20. We actually lasted longer now down here than we did back in May, June, and July, if you can believe that. So now maybe it's time to turn back to the upside. All right. I wanted to just keep covering this in a couple videos. Where do you think we are? Right. I posted this on Twitter. Had all kinds of, people wondering where we are. I had this answer, this answer, this answer, this answer. I had all of these answers of people guessing on Twitter. If you ask me, I think we're in somewhere in this area. Bitcoin, dropping 50% and the longest we've ever been in extreme fear tells me that we're in this area. Dropping 50% is pretty substantial out of the best performing asset in the past decade. Okay, just those are my reasons for that. Now, I'm not just saying that, right? A lot of people pretty pessimistic, and just even a week ago, right? Think about it, a week ago. There's no YouTube videos bullish. There was no tweets that were bullish. That's these areas, right? When everyone is the most bearish is kind of usually the end, and I think we're seeing that. So, and there's still a lot of people that don't think this is going to continue up, and maybe it doesn't, and maybe you'll be able to say, "Ha ha, I told you so, you son of a bitch." But I got harsh there. But I really think that our time we're probably somewhere in this area. If I had to guess, I think we're maybe hopefully coming out of depression and going into disbelief. And if we're to come out of it and go into hope, right? I think we got to hit above 46K. And I think we'll start getting more optimistic or go into the optimism phase after we overtake the 21-week for Bitcoin. Holding above the 21-week EMA, which is around 47K, I think right now. And then, the rest will be history, but I'm not sure that's going to be that easy, right? We might have to go back down to, upper 30s again and then come back up. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But in my opinion, right, take it for what it's worth. It might be worth nothing, but I think could potentially be, coming out of it here, right? We're trying to do things we haven't done in months, quite literally months. So take with that what you will. If you've watched this long, good on you. Quote of the day: expect problems and eat them for breakfast. Everything's in your mind. There are no problems. Your perspective is the problem. And speaking of perspective, that's a good perspective right there. McLaren 600 LT. What does LT stand for? Long tail. With their original racing cars with the massive wings, right? So the long tails, the LTs have the longer, the bigger wings for more aerodynamics. Just they focus more on track, more carbon fiber. Look at the diffuser at the bottom there. I love that. And then my favorite part on this car is the exhaust. One of the only McLaren that comes out of the top, and you can shoot flames out of that. It's pretty cool. There's YouTube videos on people like holding marshmallows over it. Probably I wouldn't need it, but yeah, pretty sweet looking if you ask me. Nobody asked. All right, I'll see you on the next one. If you stayed with me this long, I appreciate you.